Hi, I have some projects um, completed and some in the works, and I wanted to just mention a few things very quickly for viewers of my channel, this channel. I don't have any idea who's watching, who's not, who's listening, who's not. I really have no idea when I publish things what's going on, and that's okay, but I have this thing I do, which is to share what I'm doing with some imagined audience that maybe exists and maybe doesn't. We're all in the Matrix after all, right? So the first thing is I decided again this year to do this Dark Shroud, which was a project that was started in 2018 actually, as a solo project. There was a kind of, at the time it was a new sound for me, a very sort of industrial, neo-industrial, something like this. Lots of beats, electronic, and dark, sort of dark dance, you could say, or gothic industrial dance, something like this, but obviously in my own style and sort of updated. This was 2018. Well, this year I started playing around with beats because I hadn't done anything sort of beat heavy in a while, I thought. And so, a lot of acoustic stuff, right? And improv stuff, but I wanted to do something with beats. So I created a piece called Vanity, and I actually did some vocals for it. It was going to be a vocal song, and it has vocals, but it's not really a song like A, B chorus kind of song at all. It's a beat heavy, dark industrial song with some vocalizations and some lyrics that were improvised. And I did a second mix of it, and then I added some other things, some new tracks and some fragments, and created a 24-minute, 6-track 24-minute EP. I decided to make it an EP rather than extending it, because I do think that people have shorter attention spans now than they once did, and because it's a kind of short and sweet and heavy, and it won't take too much of your day. And then the second project is I had something called Humachinations, which was going to be remixes from the Man and Machine project, and it became something else. And two tracks have a collaborative aspect to it, done sort of via file sharing with an artist who goes by the name Katakamuii, and he does a kind of he plays guitar, but it's very ambient, and so it's his ambient stuff with my sort of mixing and arrangement and some of the sounds, some piano, some noise things I mixed and arranged on top of his things, and created new tracks as well as my own sort of dark ambient tracks that were part of the Humachinations project and Man and Machine projects. So that's another new thing. That's 38 minutes, I think. 5 tracks, 38 minutes. I'll be releasing that too at some point soon. And the third and final thing I'll mention is actually, in a way, the biggest project of the 3, and it's not music. Although I talk about music, and it's a book, or it's actually an extended essay. I call it essay/zishitsu. Zishitsu is the term that was used in the Heian period in Japan to talk about, it's called literally following the pen. Sei Shonagon did the pillow book. It's following the pen. It's just a sort of stream of consciousness is what that means, following the pen, kind of writing what you're thinking. But actually it's chronological, and it discusses some of my history and some things I've talked about on this page, but in some cases it goes into more detail, and in some cases it's less detail in certain aspects, but then it goes in other places, and it talks about my life, my music, and things I needed or wanted or needed to write about in new ways. And it's in English, which is why I'm doing the talk in English. It's only in English. I could have written in Japanese. I wrote it in English. And it's a long essay. It's like 34,000 words, something like that. I have to check again and see what it actually is. It's 30-some thousand, 30K words or so. It's an essay, or it's a book, or it's a whatever. It's not a novel. It's nonfiction, but it's also not like a regular essay exactly either. And it's broken into chapters that are numbered and titled. And that's it. That's what I've been up to, apart from my regular stuff, which is working, surviving. And that's all I have to say tonight. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant weekend. Marc Lowe.